Peace, peace. What's up, family? Good day, good greetings to you, my loved ones. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful, beautiful rising, this beautiful day. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful feeling. Hi. Hi. Woo, thanks for joining me for today's reading. First of all, thank you. In hope, peace, unity, love equals prosperity. We are prosperity because we're a peaceful people coming in unity out of love, which makes us a prosperous people. Yes, welcome to the Think Better, Live Better cast, and I am I, and I am I. Thanks for joining for the reading of the language of letting go. Today's insert is from the 26th of January 26th, and it's called Off the Hook. This is Off the Hook, so let's read it. And it reads, we can learn not to get hooked into unhealthy, self-defeating behaviors in relationships. Behaviors such as caretaking, controlling, discounting ourselves, and believing lies. We can learn to watch for and identify hooks and choose not to allow ourselves to be hooked. Often, people do things consciously or without thinking that pull us into a series of our self-defeating behaviors we call codependency. More often than not, these hooks can be almost deliberate and the results predictable. Someone may stand before us and hint or sigh about a problem, knowing or having that hint or sigh will hook us into taking care of him or her. That is manipulation. When people stand around us and hint and sigh about something, then coil say, oh, never mind, that's not for you to worry about. That's the game. We need to recognize it. We're about to get sucked in if we allow that to happen. We can learn to insist that people ask us directly for what they want and need. What are the words, the signs, the looks, the hints, the cues that hook us into a predictable and often self-defeating behavior? What makes you feel sympathy, guilt, responsible for another? Our strong point is that we care so much. Our weak point is that we often underestimate the people with whom we're dealing. They know what they're doing. It is time we give up our naive assumption that people don't follow agendas of their own in their best interest and not necessarily in ours. We also want to check ourselves out. Do we give out hooks, looks, hints, hoping to hook another? We need to insist that we behave in a direct and honest manner with others instead of expecting them to rescue us. If someone wants something from us, insist that the person asks us directly for it. Require the same from ourselves. If someone baits the hook, we don't have to bite it. In closing, today, I will be aware of the hooks that snag me into the caretaking acts that leave me feeling victimized. I will ignore the hints, looks, and words that hook me and wait for the directness and honesty I and others deserve. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, wow, that was dope, right? Off the hook. Wow. Wow, that is interesting. Wow, wow, off the hook. So wow. That gave me something to think about while I was reading. Like, whoa, off the hook. Wow, people can be so manipulative. I don't even, and it just made me realize that that I had been manipulative, right? In some type of way. Like you're saying, we don't say directly what we want, but we come out and tell a story about some shit, you know what I'm saying, that's lacking. And maybe we think if you catch the story, you're going to catch on to what I'm trying to say. Hint, hint. So, to be honest, a lot of women are like that, right? It's always hint, hint with you guys. You guys never. No, I'm not gonna paint that picture on all you guys. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm definitely not. I didn't mean that. There are lots of women who are that way. No, and there's lots of guys who are that way too. But I mean, I notice women because I talk to women more than guys. I love women more than guys. I want to, peep their attitudes. But I do notice that. I noticed one of the last girls that I was dating. Uh, Yeah, that was her thing, right? She told me a whole story about her and her boyfriend and her ex boyfriend at the time. Um, and how he treated her and, how she felt, like a prisoner and how he manipulated her and, and right, she should always say all these things to hint me. And I used to get frustrated because I was thinking I was the bad person because I wasn't catching the hints. But and so it's driving me crazy because I'm like, what the fuck is it that I'm not getting about women, about people, about like why don't they talk direct? Why can't we just talk directly about what we want instead of asking in ways to pull my chain and to make me feel sorry. And I told her that she could tell me that story, and I hope she don't expect me to respond. Like that was her story, it wasn't my story. And though it was sad, and though it was it had drama and a little action and no romance though, it was it was a terrible story though. Like it was frightening, right? So, because it put me up to now, I have to have my guard up to make sure I don't treat her the way that he's treating her. But also, I already know that that's not who the fuck I am. I know who I am. I don't treat people that way. But for some reason, she was making me seem like she was painting the picture as if I would treat her that way. And so, as long as our relationship went, she kept bringing up all these things that she said I was doing wrong. And I was trying to figure out what went wrong. What went wrong? Shit. I treat you the same way I treat everybody else. But I treat you different because you're with me. So you're better. Not that you're better, but shit, you're with me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's just. But anyway, it's all love, and that's what I realized. It's all love in that, you know. And I realized that some of my friends and even some of my guy friends, that they'll throw the hint out there, expecting you to catch on to something they need. I've been in a few relationships like that. Where people are hint. Oh yeah, they'll talk about all the shit they got due, all the bills they got due, and they want you to catch on and say, "Well, I'll help you with it, baby." And I'm not gonna say I never thought about doing it, but I just never thought about saying it because they never asked me, right? They just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then months later, or and then they may be talking about somebody else not helping them, and they'll tell you the reason why they're mad at them for not helping them because they gave them a hint and they didn't catch the hint, and you're like, well, shit, they gave me a hint too, right? Dang, I just realized how pent up I was in a lot of relationships, like just like that, because I'm a helpful, loving person, so I'll help you and love you any kind of way that you ask me to, but the beating around the bush stuff sometimes doesn't help with me, and I can be honest, I'm that way too. Like a lot of times, I don't ask directly for what I want, but I don't manipulate people into giving me what I want. Maybe I won't have a conversation about being sad. I'll wait for it to come up. I'll wait for some inkling, some kind of way to know that we're on the subject that I can talk about it and ask about it. Like that's kind of how I do, or how I've done in the past. But yeah, Peace, peace, and love, you guys. I hope you guys have the greatest day. I hope that gave some insight to somebody, but because it gave some insight to me. I love myself. 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 And you are myself. I am I and I am I. Thanks for joining me. Remember, those who are in peace with oneself and find others, uniting with others in peace. And you guys are in love, and that is prosperity. Thank you. Love you.